Hello friends, welcome back. Today the weather, as you can see, has broken. It's lovely and warm outside, so I thought it'd be a perfect day. Get outside with the sun in my eyes to see what we can do with this garden, what we're going to take with us to the new place and when we're going to leave. Let's go. So our little girl has her dinner on the step, of course, just as we got this bit put in. I'm gutted. So let's have a look around the garden. So we've got pots here that could come with us. This is perfect because I've got some herbs there. My dahlias I put in pots the other day. These are my garlic. These can all go with me. That's perfect. I've got some more down here that can go with us. So they're my mints, my 3 types of mint with a couple of pots in it for some reason. I've got some flowers. They are muscari, I think you say it, and some tulips. They're lovely. My rhubarb's in a pot still. That can go with us. That's great. My bamboo's in a pot. That's great. Let's have a look. The first thing I'm debating about is this hydrangea. I put this in last year and it bloomed nicely, but I think this year will be the great year. Now it's all got its leaves on though. I don't know whether to take it with me because I could pull it up and put it in a pot for now and then put it in the back garden when we get there, maybe, wherever we go in. So I don't know. What do you think? Is it in a good state to take up or is it too late now? So these can all go really, because these are all my cabbage has gone to seed. Look, there's actually seeds in the top. That's lovely. These are broccolis, and I think if I leave them a little bit longer, now the weather's turning a bit warmer, they might give me some heads before we go. And then my plan is, oh, I've got some garlic there. My plan is I'm going to take these beds with me but leave those wooden ones because they will fall apart if I take them apart. So that's the plan. So I've got one there, and then I've got my silver one over there. So let's have a look. These are obviously my fruit trees. I've got blueberries. I've got 3 blueberries. 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 currants, a red and a black, I think. I've got another 2 raspberries and 2 honeyberries that are looking very mighty fine with some flowers on them, but they can all, obviously they're in pots already, so they can just be transported to my mother-in-law's and they'll be fine. Oh, it's a bit windy. So the next thing is this. Look, let me just try and pull this back, because this compost is what we emptied out of this bin and mess here to move the compost bin about 3 weeks ago. That's why all this is all horrible, because my son was transporting it, got it everywhere. But this compost in this bin, compost bin bed, and compost in that bed, and that full metal bed that I've just filled up it's full of our own homemade compost. So what I'm gonna I've got a plan, so let me talk you through it. So over here I've got a whole bed full of strawberry plants that have done runners. They've got runners still there, look, that are planted. And what my idea was is that this bed here, I've just put all this compost in. What I might do, because it's not fully broken down, what I might do is sieve it into some pots and then dig up my strawberries, and then I can plant them in compost without having to go buy a load of compost to put up some strawberries. And then I've got, what else have I got to put in? Oh, I've got some bulbs in the house that are soaking, some ranunculus. So I might put that, do the same for them, and then that uses the compost that I have made. So it's not left here for the next person. And I can use that compost, don't have to go buy any new stuff, and it means I can plant up all the stuff that I want to plant up, and it's not leaving it all. I think that's the plan anyway. We'll see how we go, see what sort of state the compost's in as I start to sieve it, because it's still, I mean, it's got like big eggshells and all sorts, because it didn't have, the bottom bit was great, but obviously as you put it on, it's got less and less and less time till you get to the top bit. So yeah, I think that's the plan. Sieve some compost, and that means that bed's empty, then I can pick that up and take it with us. Yeah, so I think that's the plan. Just quickly too, I've got my little orchard here. I need to weed them, but there's my apple tree. Look, little buds. There's another apple tree. And then I've got my pear tree. Look at this. Oh, it's going mad already. I love it. Pear tree. Another little baby pear tree. And there's my baby cherry. That's not doing much of anything. There's some buds on it, look there. Just a few, if you can see. So yeah, my little mini orchard's coming with me as well, so that's all right. So as you can see, I've got my sieve. I'm starting to just sift through the compost, trying to get all the really large parts out of it. There's all sorts in here. I saw my son had put a shoelace in at one point. That's not very good, is it? But I'm trying to sieve it onto this wet cardboard. I wasn't doing the best idea. I should have thought about it, really. Trying to figure out how to get it quickly done, as ever. Jobs that need doing properly, and I try and get a quick way around it. But it was working a little bit, and I was getting a few bits and pieces out of it. So I was digging into the compost. This is all brand new, so this hasn't had time to have any worms in it, hasn't had time to really settle down any. It was straight out of the bottom of the compost and filled into the new bed that I'd built. So I'm just trying to sift through it, but what I'm finding is it gets really difficult to get through. The eggshells kept falling through, and I'm trying to fill that up. So once I'd got most of this one full, I thought, I'm going to get into the strawberries, and as I dig the strawberry out, there'll be room around it in that soil to then top off the strawberries. Well, that was a revelation then. This soil in this strawberry bed was amazing. It was dark and earthy smelling. It was rich and full of worms. Every single time I dug into it, it was absolutely full of wildlife. Lots and lots of strawberries. There was some, I'd got these strawberries when I very first moved in this house, so nearly 3 years ago. One of the first things I did that winter was I wanted some strawberry plants, so I bought some bare roots. These are a variety called Marshmallow, and they are the biggest, yummiest, sweet strawberries ever. And I'm so glad that we bought this variety. They're delicious. Here comes Hannah trying to help. And what I thought was, if I get these filled up, because I wanted to keep them and take them, because this is one thing we eat regularly during the season. I'm trying to work out how many of these boxes I've got, and whether or not it's just worth digging these up. So what I start to do now is taking them out, trying to sift through. There's some more runners, look, dead runner that was. Trying to sift through which ones are worth keeping, which ones are worth are not worth keeping for us. I did plant some up for the next door neighbour and for a friend. She wanted to get a spade. Look, she wanted to come and help. And this soil was amazing. So as I started to do it, I got all of these pots filled up in the end, and we got some of the mothers, which are a couple of years old now, and I think if I remember rightly, they've got about a 4-year cycle, I think, strawberries, haven't they? So the mother will produce for 4 years. It puts off runners every year. And after about 4 years, the production starts to die down. But then you've got 4 years worth of babies. This was my last big pot that I had that I wanted to put the 2 great big mothers in. So there was a couple that had really massive root systems, big, thick stems and everything. And I'm just making sure I take the rest of this soil with me, because it was just so beautiful. And I was very careful to make sure that I didn't stab through any worms or anything like that. Look at the size of that, look. Massive. So I got the last 2 in there, and there was a few left to give as gifts to the neighbours and stuff like that. And my dirty hands. Whew, so that was a workout and a half. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 little troughs of strawberries out of there, and I have taken all of my soil. It was really healthy, good soil, and I'm a big proponent of no dig, but obviously I've got no choice here. Please don't stand on that. Standing on my wooden arch, lovely. And I wanted to take it with me, all the worms, all the wildlife, lots of little wood lousy things, so much in it. And I can see where I've put my compost, because underneath it I just put it straight onto the bare soil, so topsoil grass, and it's all died down, and it was cardboard, so that cardboard's obviously disintegrated over the last few years, but the soil is rich and gorgeous, and I'm taking it with me, sorry, but I am. So I hope they do well. I'm going to cut them all back in a second. Off please, darling. I'm going to cut them all back so they've got lots of energy to put into making new roots in these pots, and we'll see how they go. I'm hoping that we have a load of strawberries, but there's some big ones that I've had for a couple of years. They're the mamas, and then they obviously have put runners out, so I've saved some of the mamas, some of the runners, because the mamas obviously don't have indefinite life. And we'll see how we go with these strawberries. That's one good job done today. So this is the empty bed that I've dug out. I've saved a couple of those to give to neighbours. And then these are all my strawbs. Woohoo! So the other job that I was going to do today was to take these ranunculus that have been soaking and to take these lily of the valley and to plant them up, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do it. So I think I am probably just going to have to go get some more potting compost because some of it's just not broken down enough. It's going to take me an age to sift through it all. So we'll just see how we go. I'll go get some when we get some money this week. Get these potted up and see if there's any other plants I can salvage. Let me know about that. I keep wanting to say hyacinth. It's not a hyacinth. Hydrangea. I've got a new one that I bought that I was going to plant in there, and then it came after we'd made the decision. So let me know if it looks like I can dig it up and pot it on, or if I should just leave it. I'm not attached to that one. The one I've bought, I'm really glad I didn't put that in the ground because that was one of the vanilla phrase ones, the ones that are white with a little pink on the end. I would have been really annoyed if I planted that and it had set like this one. But let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas of what I can do with it. Yeah, so I think we'll just wrap it up this week with that. I know it was a short video, but you know, I've got loads to do, and just thought you'd like to come along and see what I'm doing with my strawberries in my garden. See you next week.